Managing an occupied building. Now, a competent person should be appointed as the fire safety manager, and this person should be given sufficient stated authority, powers of sanction and resources to take responsibility for the day-to-day safety management of the building and to ensure that essential repairs or maintenance are carried out. Now, the powers and sanction that this person should have might include closing the building to the public, restricting its use or shutting down normal operations. Now, the role of the fire safety manager may be combined with other health and safety or security functions. Now, in small occupancies, the role of the fire safety manager may be assigned to the owner or general manager. Now, the fire safety manager should appoint a duty safety officer on every single shift to be the key decision maker in responding to a fire incident. In other words, there should always be someone in charge. A duty safety officer should be present at all times whenever that building is occupied. There should be always somebody there. Now, the most appropriate person could be the senior operator in any central control room who is likely to receive the most information about a fire incident. Now, in the case of a fire incident, the duty safety officer should hand over control to the fire and rescue service on their arrival, but should be available still to give advice to the fire and rescue service on request. We like to have someone to liaise with. Other fire and security personnel should be fully briefed as to the extent of their duties concerning precautions against fire during and outside of working normal opening hours. Now, in some buildings, you'll have fire marshals or fire wardens, whatever you want to call them. They should be appointed to assist in an emergency, in particular with the evacuation. They'll have the evacuation strategy. They should be trained on it. And this might include the stationing of fire marshals or fire wardens at hazard points to direct people requiring assistance. So they might be there directing people. Now, the tasks of the fire safety manager are likely to interact with other management functions, such as, like I said, management and security. So you've got to be careful that they are doing their jobs properly on fire, rather than just make it necessarily an extra add-on. So try to avoid conflicts as a result of overlapping responsibilities or discontinuities in coverage. Now, in an occupancy where only one person has responsibility for all aspects of safety, this is likely to be straightforward. But if there's more responsible for different aspects of safety, like someone's got fire safety, security, it's important to define clearly what their areas of responsibility are. Because if not, they might assume, well, I thought he was in charge of doing fire risk assessments. Make sure it's clear on what their levels of job is. Now, in a complex building, a fire safety manager should be appointed at senior level to take responsibility for the day-to-day safety management, but a committee of senior staff should also be appointed. So it's a complex building, you'll also have senior staff making a committee. And this committee should be headed by the fire safety manager and should include people such as, you've got managers of cinemas, theatres or other entertainment venues, managers of larger units, for example, front-end shopping precincts. You've got operators of other discrete parts of a complex like offices or transport termini. Now, the committee should review safety matters and exchange information on special events, changes in operations or proposals for physical alterations that could affect the safety management. The safety management structure should reflect the expectations of the public. For example, in a shopping complex, the public might look to individual shop staff for help, rather than the complex management staff. So, in theatres and places like that, they normally go to the staff and ask for advice. And the public might look to any of the staff, including programme sellers and bar staff. The fire safety management structure should provide for, these are the sort of things you should provide for. You've got replacements during the absence of persons with specific responsibilities. You've got clear lines of responsibility, authority, accountability and resources. Now, this is particularly in relation to common areas. And you've got an emergency services liaison officer to call and provide information to the fire and rescue service. The safety management structure should also reflect changing work patterns or changing operational management structures, but frequent changes in responsibilities or procedures should be avoided. Don't keep changing, because people think, well, was it last week I was the manager now? Now I'm not the manager. So don't try to get those ones.